So, just like one of my cousins was telling me, I agree with him too. But then there's a flip side to that. Not the other one, the other one. Because I talked to about several of them. Sorry. There was a piece of hair on the phone. It was bothering me. So, let's see. Plant based drink when I get up first thing in the morning. And this is every day. Just to kind of give you guys just a little bit. Because I never really talk about it. Right now, I just had a sip of chlorophyll, aloe, and super ade. Now, because these are all plant based and they're pure, you're not supposed to mix different ones because they may react. And I didn't really think about that. I thought you can actually take all plant based things and just smash them together in one sitting, or at least do it 2 to 3 times a day. That's actually not what you're supposed to do because depending on the person and depending on what their system is used to, getting into all this raw stuff like right now, my energy level is going up. But when I used to eat processed foods a lot, like I'm talking like every day, 3 to 4 times a day, snacks and all that stuff, people look at me on the outside, and I usually get this: "Oh, you look so good. You don't have to worry about your weight. You don't have to worry about blah 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 all that crap." So all the trashy foods and stuff like that, it's not as easy as people say it is to get up off that stuff. It's really not. But if you can at least try, like what I'm doing and what I've been doing for over a couple years now, I've now gotten up to this point. And I'm not just gonna, chug it because again, I've never taken this before. So I'm not just gonna chug it because I don't know how my body's gonna react to it. So what I did was at least take a little bit, at least a little bit, to expose my body to it. So that way, when I keep doing it and I keep doing it, I don't just give my body something brand new because it's gonna go like this and it's not gonna know what to do. So I'm just little by little exposing it to this kind of stuff. And that way I can start taking it in more and more. But I tell y'all, like, to get to this point right here, I've never done this. And it feels so good because it's like all this stuff that people talk about, the vegans, the herbologists, the herbalists, if you will, you know, they talk about this kind of stuff. And even though a lot of people talk about it but don't really do it, the ones that do it and the ones that do this regularly, this is where I'm getting this from, is these kinds of individuals. And I can give you a long list of names and their sources, but that's not important. What's important is that I share this with you because I can add on to the people that should be doing this. So what I do is I offer family to friends, acquaintance. I offer this stuff. I'd be like, hey, this is where I got it. This is pure. This is nothing processed. Would you like to try some? I don't force anything. I don't do none of that because people, from what I understand and what my own self, I don't like when people force me to do things because I personally don't like that. So I don't do it to other people. But the least I do is offer and be like, hey, if you're interested, this is really good for your body. You don't have to do a lot, just do a little bit at a time. Be realistic, but also be unrealistic at the same time because that motivates you to do better. Now, this right here, I'm going to sip on this. And again, just get my body exposed to it. So I'm just going to sip on this chlorophyll right here. And what's going to happen over time from what people that actually drink this regularly and other fruits and different types of beverages and stuff that's pure. I'm gonna explain that in a minute for those that don't know what that means. And so what's gonna happen is chlorophyll in general, one of the biggest advantages of drinking chlorophyll, again, not processed, pure, is that the body odor that that's natural, that the oils and stuff that build up in the skin that give off, this is supposedly supposed to just knock that out. You're not gonna smell like a plant, okay? Let's be real, you're not gonna smell like a plant. But what's gonna happen is, and I'm taking this from somebody that has been doing this for years. I forgot his name, Um, so I'd have to look it up and share that. But he's been doing this for years. And I'm not talking about Dr. Sabi, even though a lot of the things that he did was amazing. But because people are not exposed to it, of course they're going to say no to it because they're not exposed to it. So even though Dr. Sabi was amazing, and I can talk about him too, I got that from him and I also got it from like a few other herbalists, but he was one of them. And this is one of the things that he recommended was chlorophyll. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, now if I can get access to this kind of stuff and actually ingest it and eliminate body odor without having to use deodorant and having to get in the shower to wash myself every single day, but still wash yourself and clean yourself. But you're drinking something that eliminates body odor naturally. Again, I never was at this point, so I don't want y'all thinking, okay, Austin, all right, man, I don't want y'all thinking that. I had to work to get up to this point, and I'm 26 now, and this is something I should have been doing years ago, but I didn't because I was BSing, so I didn't. And the bars I'm drinking, BAI, they are plant-based, not processed. Yes, they do have caffeine in it, but that caffeine is natural. Okay, that's not processed caffeine. It's specifically from the plants that's extracted to put inside of the bottle. Now, of course, a lot of people are gonna have stuff to say about it. That's good to know, but that energy is natural. So that's why I drink it because it's natural. And also, there's ones that have an extra amount of boost in it, which is 110 grams of caffeine. Now, to someone who does not drink caffeine like that, their energy goes up. But I have a high tolerance, so I got to take down 2 of those. And again, it's natural, so why wouldn't you? And that's something I've been doing for a while, and it works. So the other one that I got, which I'm going to talk about again, but I'm just specifically talking about this one in general. I got this from Sprouts, and Sprouts was something that I was recommended to by one of my great acquaintances. And she had said, you know what? Said you like trying all that stuff with non-GMOs and things like that. Sprouts is a good place to go. Never heard of it ever until what? Expanded my mind. And I went to it. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Let me go over there and see. So I decided to take a tour. And I have to say, this and a couple other things that I saw while I was over there, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, and for me to get on this camera and actually share it with you, like to share it with you, to show you that this is possible. And then on top of that, me being black, I get this quite a bit. Hey man, that shit is weird. Hey man, us don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Or, all that stupid shit that people say. And I actually do have some people that I do know that do practice this, but they do it in other ways. And they are the same skin tone as me. And I'm like, that's amazing. Not only to show people like myself, but to show people around the world, like, hey, this is possible. This young black man is into plants, he's into animals, he's into all this stuff that a lot of people just aren't into. So, hey, I mean, if you want to get on this wave, come on. If you want to be a part of this train, if you want to get on this healthy wave, come on. Just take it one step at a time. And just, take one day at a time, one step at a time. And just keep it moving. But I'm gonna start tapping more into chlorophyll because I feel like that's gonna be a big one for me. It's gonna be a big one. And it's called soul tea or soul tie or something. The other one that has spirulina in it, that's also a natural herb too, which is actually good for the body. And I've never taken it. So I have done research, okay? This isn't just random shit. You know, I've done research. You know, I've done enough to understand about this kind of stuff. So that's why I got it, because I understand it. To a full extent, somewhat, but at least a little bit, or at least half. That's why I'm ingesting it. For those that want to know why I do it and stuff like that. But spirulina, I got to do more research on before I take that to fully understand it. But chlorophyll, I already know enough about it for the plants and for humans. Um, so yeah, superfood, hydration, living beverage. Let me repeat that. Superfood, hydration, living beverage. Living. I'm drinking something that's alive. That says enough in it already. So, if you feel motivated, if you feel encouraged, if you feel adventurous, I appreciate that. Um, like I told my mother, all I can do is try. That's all I can do on my end, you know, and still offer them this type of stuff. I still offer them, you know, hey, would you guys like to try such and such? Or hey, are you interested in trying this? No is fine, but the least I can do is offer it to them as a suggestion of trying to get better with eating healthy and things like that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go out and bond with Mother Nature and continue to connect to the earth. Have a great day, everybody.